Hello guys, Voodoo 51292 here. Welcome to the weekly ritual. Today is actually Tuesday. It is June 18th of 2013, and this video actually won't be up until Wednesday. So obviously I know it's late this week. I do apologize for that, but we had some things going on. Sunday was Father's Day, so Sunday was all day spent with my family, and then yesterday on Monday, actually, I spent all day with my girlfriend. We actually went to see Man of Steel, which was a really good movie, by the way. I really liked it. And I went and bought a few more shirts, some new shirts, one of which I'm actually wearing right now. I know you probably get tired a lot of times I'm wearing like the same shirts in all my videos, but I got some new shirts that I like, so that's pretty cool. So that was yesterday, and then actually earlier today we had a lot of other things going on, a filming of a new Voodoo's Brew. Actually, LSU baseball was in the College World Series that I wanted to watch, even though we got knocked out today. And the NBA Finals were tonight that just ended, so basically that's why I'm making the video late this week. But I have some things to talk about, some important things to mention in this video, because with YouTube One channel, I think a lot of people don't know that some of this stuff actually came out this past week because One channel is stupid and it's hard to find stuff. So, first of all, I want to make mention of the game this past week, which is a big one, of course, The Last of Us. Came out on a Friday, an odd day, but I came back, I filmed an unboxing video for The Last of Us that I put up. Very poor views on that, and then I started my playthrough, and I uploaded it to part 19, which is actually where I am in the game. I'm on, the next part will be part 20 that I'm actually playing, because I haven't played it for a couple days because of all this stuff that's been going on. I haven't played it since Saturday, so yeah, that was the game this past week. The Last of Us, it has started on the channel through part 19. Now I apologize because parts 17 through 19 actually don't have any commentary, and I can't explain to you why this happened, because I actually didn't even cut. Usually why that is because I'll stop recording, and then when I go back and reopen my program, I'll forget to hit the live commentary on button that you have to do every single time you restart the program. That wasn't the case this time because I didn't take a break between parts 16 and 17. I still filmed. So the only thing I can think is either the microphone came unplugged and I didn't notice it, or the program screwed up, which I'm hoping it's not the program, because if it's the microphone, that's something that's correctable in the future. If the program just randomly spazzes out and cuts out audio, that's a problem. But I don't think it was the program because it's never done that before, and I don't think it would do it for 3 straight videos. So I think somewhere along the way, my microphone came unplugged, and I must not have ever looked down at the microphone and seen the light wasn't on because I was concentrating playing the game on the screen. But anyway, again, I apologize that those 3 parts don't have commentary. In the future, I will basically check between every part to make sure my microphone is on and functioning, so that hopefully we can avoid that in the future. So my apologies. But anyway, thoughts on The Last of Us? I'm really liking it so far, even though there are some annoying gameplay mechanics. The clicker enemies in the game are, in my opinion, overpowered and a little bit broken. But other than that, really great visuals, good story so far, and some pretty good gameplay. So I'm liking it, and I want to keep playing it. I've just been busy, so I haven't the past few days. Now, the huge thing that was done last week was Voodoo's Brew episode 13, which is what I want to talk about because it has horrific views, okay? Normally, our Voodoo's Brews get over 100 views. Usually between 100 and 150 is the normal. We've had a couple that have blown up and gotten over 400 views. One, I think, has 330 some odd views right now. And a couple on the very low end have clocked out around 97, or even, I think, the lowest one before this past one was in the 80s. Well, Brandon and I did another 2.5-hour episode of Voodoo's Brew, episode 13, which was our E3 episode. It's a big one. I think it's probably the biggest one that we're going to do every year. The E3 episode we did last year got over 400 views. It's our most viewed episode. So we thought this was going to be a big one. We did just like we did with last year's E3. We went through all of the major press conferences, the 4, Sony, Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft. Went through the whole conference, broke it down, talked about the new consoles and all that other kind of stuff. And it took me hours upon hours to edit the video. It's a 2.5-hour video, and I found pictures for every single game that we talked about, pictures of the consoles, all the other kind of stuff. Took me forever. And unfortunately, because of when I finished editing it, I uploaded it on Friday, But that was, of course, the same day as The Last of Us. So I uploaded the Brew. Then I had to go on and upload The Last of Us stuff. And I think because of YouTube One channel, no one knows that Voodoo's Brew is out there. Either no one knows it's there, or it's there and for some odd reason no one wants to watch it. But just to let everybody know, it's up, it's done, it's really good. Like I said, Brandon and I's voice quality is amazing now that we found this new way to record. I don't understand. The episode right now has under 30 views. It has 28 views, which for Voodoo's Brew is awful. So I don't know if people just don't know it's there or what's going on. But just to let you know, Voodoo's Brew episode 13 is up. It's E3. It's a big one. We talk about all the press conferences. It's edited with pictures and everything. It's good. So if you haven't seen it and you didn't know it was there or whatever, go check it out. Other than that, I don't have an explanation to why it has such terrible views. But anyway, also, another thing about Voodoo's Brew, we actually live streamed that episode of Voodoo's Brew. Now, nobody showed up, okay? No one. So, that was very disappointing. But again, just to let everybody know, from now on, our plan is to live stream all of our episodes of Voodoo's Brew over on Ustream. Ustream.tv/channel/Voodoo51292. I've said it a million times. To go head on over and watch us stream. And we streamed it the whole 2.5 hours and nobody showed up. Now, again, the stream, you can see us recording live. It shows both Brandon and I's faces. We do stream on a face cam. It took me a little while to get the stream up and running that day. So we started a little bit late, but it was good. The voice quality on the stream is very good, as I said. It's fun to come out. We enjoyed live streaming, even though it was to nobody. But when we do our next episode of Voodoo's Brew, we will be making an announcement ahead of time that it's going to be live streamed, when and where, and at what time. And I encourage you to come out to the live streams, because again, you can watch the episode done early, live streaming. We can have interactivity with you guys, the viewers. You can be there live in person. In the chat, talking during the episode. We will include you guys in the episode. We'll be reading the chat. We can do live Q&A segments with the chat. It would be a lot of fun. The streaming would be a lot of fun if people turn out. So I'm encouraging those who are viewers of Voodoo's Brew who like it, that the next time we do an episode, which right now, the next episode we're planning is actually the night before I fly to California to meet Brandon. So that would be the night of July 8th, that night. So it would be under 3 weeks, okay? That's when we're planning on doing our next episode of Voodoo's Brew, episode 14, on Monday night, June. I can't speak. I can't get the days right. I can't get the months right. Monday, July 8th. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Monday, July 8th is the date that we're planning our next episode of Voodoo's Brew that we should be live streaming. So, just to put everyone on alert, and we will be making more videos to promote it, that it will be live. So I encourage you to come on out, and please go watch episode 13 of Voodoo's Brew E3, because I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's probably better than last year's. They got over 400 views, so I just want to let everybody know, if it got lost in the mayhem because of one channel, it's there, okay? So, moving forward and talking, this week, starting tomorrow, I will be resuming play of The Last of Us, and uploading that to the channel. It took me a while to upload the first few videos of The Last of Us because there was some setting I had checked in Elgato, which actually tried to record it in 60 frames per second, and the file sizes were gigantic, and it took forever to upload, but I fixed that, so now they're the normal file size, so they should be uploading at a normal pace. Now, I'm only going to be able to play for a couple days, and reason for that is Saturday I'm leaving on another vacation, and I will be gone all of next week, from the 22nd to the 29th. So I will not be here. I'm going to be on the beach in Gulf Shores, Alabama. So I will be gone next week. Now the plan was to try to power through and get through The Last of Us before this trip. That's not going to happen because from what I've heard, The Last of Us is a pretty long game. I'm only on part 19 and tomorrow's already Wednesday. and I'm sure at some point there I'll be busy visiting my grandparents or something before I leave for the week. So The Last of Us is not going to be beaten this week. So unfortunately, I will get through as much of The Last of Us as I can get through without getting sick of the game. I will upload as much as I can get through before Saturday. Once Saturday comes, uploads will cease, and you will not be seeing any more The Last of Us until the following week after June 29th. Also next week there will be no weekly ritual. This is the weekly ritual for this week and next week because I'm not going to be here next week and there won't be any content, so there's no reason to make a weekly ritual. So next week I'm going on vacation. The rest of this week you will see The Last of Us. Now the last thing that I'm going to upload before I leave for vacation, so it's up there on the channel, last thing uploaded for a week, is going to be a special episode of Voodoo's Brew that we actually filmed today. It's not episode 14, it's a special addendum to episode 13 because it's, again, about E3. It's a special behind-the-scenes episode of Voodoo's Brew, episode 13. We had a guest on the show today, the Air Raid Lord. Now, if you've been a viewer of the channel, you'll remember the Air Raid Lord from a while ago. We had a lot of problems. We had a lot of issues between us. The last thing that really happened with us was a big explosion over Operation Raccoon City back over a year ago. Well, we reconnected after that. We've been talking for a little while on and off, and basically mended the fences. And he actually was at E3 last week. He was at the expo on the floor for all 3 days, got to get his hands on the new consoles, see the new games. He got special access to a few presentations of some games that no other people have seen yet. He has some interesting perspectives on some games. There's some games that he says are really, really good that a lot of people probably don't know about yet because they haven't seen that much on them, but he did at the expo. So today, we did a special edition of an extra feature to episode 13, where we talked to the Air Raid Lord today, and we talked all about E3, and he talked about his experiences being at the expo. He talks about the new consoles, the new controllers that he tried out himself, and again, those games and some of the special features he got to see that no one else has seen. So that's a really cool episode as an addition to our E3 episode that we did last week that no one has really seen yet. So, again, that will be the last thing uploading. I'll upload The Last of Us as far as I can go, and the final thing that we'll upload before the trip next week is going to be this special edition of episode 13 where we talk to the Air Raid Lord all about his experiences at E3, okay? And today's episode was really good as well. So that's the plan, all right? That's the deal. Now let's go ahead and check our time. 13 minutes, okay, good time that we got through all of that. So yeah, that's it. Again, when I come back on the 29th, I'll be making a weekly ritual in the first couple days after we get back. So it'll be pretty recent, a new weekly ritual. But basically when I get back from this trip next week, there are going to be 10 days remaining that I'll be here. 10 days left until I take my flight to Los Angeles to meet Brandon and start our 5-day home-and-home trip. Okay? Now, in those 10 days, before I leave, the goal is to beat The Last of Us. Okay? To beat The Last of Us and do multiplayer, which I'm going to be doing with Brandon because he also has The Last of Us. So, that is the plan right now, is play as much as I can this week, go on vacation. When I come back, I've got 10 days here to beat the game and to play the multiplayer. So that's going to be my goal, all right? And hopefully I get that done and get the review out to you guys. But again, July 9th through July 19th is what I'm calling the Brandon trip, okay? Again, I'm going to be flying out of here in New Orleans. I'm going to be going to Los Angeles, California. The night of July 9th, I will be in Los Angeles visiting Brandon through July 14th. On July 14th, Brandon and I will get on a plane at LAX. We will both fly back here to New Orleans, and Brandon will be here in New Orleans from July 14th through July 19th, on which he will fly out to go back home to California. So, then again, as I mentioned, the night before I leave to start the first part of the trip on July 8th, we're planning to do a big Voodoo's Brew where we're going to talk about the trip. We're going to detail the new plans that we have on what days for the trip because they should be mostly finalized. I'm sure there's going to be some things we just do on the fly, but the major things will be finalized. They're different from what we talked about in the reveal episode a while back because, you know, plans have changed. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be reminiscing actually about 2 years ago when Brandon and I first met. Last night, Brandon and I actually sat there and watched those fan matches that I did the very first day I ever met Brandon, and we played Call of Duty all day. We were watching those matches and just laughing and reminiscing about how we sounded like best friends that day when we first met, and here we are taking a trip to see each other. So it's going to be a good episode. Again, it's going to be, as of right now, live streamed on Ustream, so be sure to head out there and check it, and I'll be uploading that episode the night of July 8th before I leave on my trip. And then during the trip, of course, there's going to be tons of vlogs. I'm going to be taking a ton of vlogs to put here on Voodoo 51292. Brandon will be as well to put on his channel, The Gaming Snake HD, and there's going to be vlogs from California. There'll be vlogs here in New Orleans when we go out and do stuff. And right now, the plan is to do 3 Voodoo's Brews in 2 weeks. We're going to do that Voodoo's Brew before I leave. Very soon after, only a few days after that, we're planning on doing an in-person Voodoo's Brew, also live streamed on Ustream, from Brandon's house. Okay, we're going to do a Voodoo's Brew talking about the California section of the trip and previewing the New Orleans section. Then we're going to be doing another in-person Voodoo's Brew live streamed from this very room where Brandon is here, and we're going to be wrapping up the New Orleans part of the trip as a whole, and talking about the whole experience of the trip. So we're going to be doing 3 Voodoo's Brews in 2 weeks, along with a ton of vlogs of Brandon and I actually together in person, going out, doing stuff in California, doing stuff here in New Orleans. It's going to be amazing. Brandon and I are super hyped. We can't believe it's actually less than 3 weeks away now. It seemed like so far away when we first made the trip back in May, but now it's a realization that it's only 3 weeks away. It's pretty damn close. I go to the beach, I come back, and then it's only 10 days, and I'm on a plane to go see him. So, pretty excited. It's going to be great. There's a lot of good stuff to look forward to with the conclusion of The Last of Us, and then the big Brandon trip with the 3 Voodoo's Brews, all the vlogs. And I'm sure we're going to be doing gameplay. We'll probably be doing split-screen co-op gameplay of Call of Duty or something, and maybe some other stuff to take. It's going to be a blast. So, alright guys, thanks a lot. One final time, episode 13 of Voodoo's Brew, the E3 episode with Brandon and I, is now up, and I will be uploading at the end of this week on Friday, before the trip, a special edition, episode 13 part 2, basically, behind the scenes look with the Air Raid Lord, where he talks about his experiences at the E3 conference on the floor, and then I will be uploading, I'll be playing more of and uploading more of the Last of Us campaign up until Friday. So that's basically the deal, guys, and then you won't hear from me next week because I'll be gone. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Go check out Voodoo's Brew. You won't be disappointed. And go check out The Last of Us playthrough. Good game. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be uploading more of it this week. So until then, peace out. See you guys. I'll see you back on camera here in about a week and a half when I get back from my trip. Alright? So long. Have a good one. Peace out.